Hello, and welcome back to Tabletop Odyssey for the third campaign game in the world of Infinity End 5. Today, my Nomads are taking on the Ramah task force, this time in the mission Power Pack. We have to seize the satellites and then claim the backfield objective of their opponent to score points. Here is the list that I've chosen to take. In my first group, I have the hacker Zoe, along with my lieutenant, the cruiser Borach, a Kulak duo, one with a heavy rocket launcher and the other with the hacking device. Additionally, I have a clockmaker with the armed turret upgrade, two Morlocks, a reaction zond with the heavy machine gun, and a switcher FTO with the Thunderbolt, and +1 burst. In my second group, I have a Salient baggage bot, the Vertigo Zond missile launcher bot, the Fiddler, my Spec Ops moderator, the Daktari, medic, and a rounder. My opponent, on the other hand, has Layla Sharif as a hacker, the Ghulam Doctor, along with their Spec Ops, a Nazmiat, and a Zanyadan, all within a fire team, I believe. And then a Haris team, consisting of two Janissaries with AP rifles and light shotguns, and one with a heavy machine gun. They then have a Fasid with a heavy machine gun. That bot is a reaction bot, I believe. And a Flash Pulse for Nice Remote. They also then have a Rafiq Red Fury and a Tuareg Killer Hacker. They are going to be using the Zayadan on the large building here to basically zone me out in the first turn and make it difficult for me to get in, while the Janissaries clean up from the side. Going into the first round of the game, I'm going to take the lead here, and I'm going to essentially bring my cruiser Borach all the way around to try and take out their rocket launcher, who is sitting over here. So he's over here. Unfortunately, I'm obviously going to lose the duel, and the blast from their missile launcher is going to take out my Daktari, who sat next to them. Bit of a mistake there for me. I should have put them a slightly further out the way. My clockmaker over here is then going to put down a turret and then die themselves. Oh, sorry, they're over here. Then they're just going to die themselves from the very same missile launcher. So an absolutely terrible start from my end. Pretty terrible. Morlock's then going to try and chuck some smoke over here. But of course I failed, because why wouldn't I? So the Fiddler's then just going to dart through this area here, and they're going to take on the remote up here, which they're going to delete, and then they're also going to take out the Alpha Seed, who's over here as well. They're then going to move up to the button, which is about here-ish, and they're going to press that. Then on the other side, they're not too well seen here, but my my duo of Kulaks are going to move up, and they're going to press this button over here before taking out their rocket launcher, thankfully, which makes me feel a whole lot better. So while one half of the board feels like I've not done too well, I've lost some key pieces, the other half is doing okay. I've got two buttons pressed, so I'm definitely taking control of the game here. On the Ramah first turn, they are going to move up their Flash Pulse up this way, as the Janissary trio is essentially going to move around the corner onto my left flank. They're then going to take a duel against the turret and one of my Jack bots, which is going to see the machine gunner taken down in a trade that's going to blow up my Jack bot. They're then going to coordinated attack here to take out the turret, and then they're eventually going to move around and put the Fiddler down to no wounding cap, and then killing her. The flashbot's then going to move a little bit further up, and unfortunately I missed the spotlight as they've moved within hacking range. They're really steadily controlling this side of the board here, kind of leaving me to control the right flank of mine or their left flank. For the moment, okay. Speedily moving on here. I think I'm going weirdly quick. We're into Nomads round 2 here, and I'm basically going to begin by getting my rounder to use their bot to who's hanging around over here. I'm going to go through their repeater network with my rounder, and I'm going to try and kill their killer hacker, who's a camo marker at the moment. They basically end up killing each other here. So that's my rounder down, and that's their camo marker down to unconscious. Zoe, she's then going to move up, and she manages to spotlight the remote. Which is the flashbot, sorry, which is absolutely fantastic. And then my missile bot over here, they're just going to absolutely delete them, which is great. Unfortunately, the Janissaries are going to dodge the blast, and they're going to move back this way to towards cover and out of the way. The Kulaks, however, have kind of got free reign over here, so they're going to move on from this objective, and they're going to just move around this corner all the way up into their area here, ready to take their home objective next turn. I do have an objective that I could have done on that building, but it meant getting close to their, I believe, core fire team, which was very dangerous, and I didn't want to risk that, and I didn't want to get within, I believe, the hacking network of their named character. So we're dodging just outside of that. My Spec Ops is then just going to come around and cover the rear, as the Switcher is then going to move up here to keep an eye on the fire team hurried in this building. I'm quite wary of the Janissaries this turn, but I think it's doing alright. So we will see how this goes on. I'm sending a unit over here to claim the main objective for my next turn. So the Ramah round 2, it's a really, really short turn for them here. Essentially what they're going to do is they're going to take the medic from this group over here. They're going to creepily walk them all the way around the back to the camo marker that's sat somewhere over here, I think. And they're going to pick them back up. They use pretty much all of their orders to do this, but that hacker clearly is really important for them pressing buttons, so they need them alive, and they don't really have anything else particularly that can do a lot here. It's a very, very short turn for the Ramah. Moving on. So my final turn is going to see my Kulaks. They're finally going to claim their middle objective. I do get a bit over eager here and put my missile launcher into jeopardy, and they shoot him down, but the hacker is in base contact, so they will claim points at the end of the game, provided that I'm still in base contact and they don't have anyone in base contact too. My Cruiser Borach has had enough as well. They storm through this building here, and they are going to obliterate one of the Janissaries. And then the other one is going to flee behind a corner, because that is exactly what they do. I'm then going to move up the model to the middle and claim this objective here, which works out perfectly. Going into the final turn here, Ramah have an absolutely lot to do here right now. Their Doctor is going to move back to their objective now, into base to base, and just stop me from scoring that, which is absolutely fair enough. Damage control here a little bit. The lone Janissary is going to move back round the corner, and they're going to capture my Saliot Zond, who's hanging around somewhere around here. So that's going to score them a point on one of their secret missions. They're then going to send that hacker that they've revived down to the button over here and try and press it, but unfortunately I've got a Kriza Borach hiding around here, and they are going to gun them down, and unfortunately the button press fails as well, which practically ends the game for them. My opponent essentially just concedes at this point because they can't really score any more points, and that's absolutely fair, just trying to curb the margin of error. So real tough luck for them. The game is going to end in favour of the Nomads 6-4 on objective points and 196 to 92 on victory points. Whew. I am luckily able to medevac my dead fiddler as well, which makes me feel a hell of a lot better, so they will be available for the next mission. Job done. So, lessons learned. I'm not gonna lie, I misplayed really badly in deployment. I've kind of made a habit of that right now, and I'm still learning the game on it. But it did see my doctor and my clockmaker being evaporated fairly early on, and making it feel like an uphill battle. I got very fortunate with the fiddler being able to take out their reaction bot and the facade early on, which makes me feel a lot better about things. And then I had a bit of a clean-up on the other side with the Kulaks, taking out the rocket launcher, which was causing me so much issues. My game plan was essentially just take as many objectives as possible. I did that really well, so I'm glad that I'm focusing on scoring. That is kind of my playstyle across every game, is just focus more on scoring than killing, because points win games, and it kind of makes it more fun and more interesting when your opponent doesn't feel like they're being stomped, or you either, for that matter. I like trying to play myself out of situations. So, yeah, an enjoyable game. Thank you to my opponents for giving me an enjoyable experience moving on into the next step of the campaign, and thank you to Imps Gaming for hosting us once more. Thank you for listening to me ramble once again for this great game. And if you'd like to see more, give it a like, thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe, because that really, really helps me out. Thank you very much. I would like to say as well, in case it hasn't been mentioned, I've hit 100 subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. That's an incredibly large room of people. Thank you all very much for putting so much faith in me and telling me that you actually want to listen to me. As someone with anxiety, this is really, really helpful. So massive thank you for showing me so much love. In any case, this has been Tabletop Odyssey, pushing buttons in 2025.